Obama's 64th birthday is next week. It's hard to imagine a better president for the coup leader-in-chief than formal charges to be filed and arrests be made. My, how the worm has turned. And to think, all we needed was a new president. So all of this Obama stuff and everything, there's lots of details, the whole Russia hoax, the whole bit of everything. We don't get lost in the details. What we want to be able to do here for you is to gather all this information and then synthesize it for you and boil it down so you can get sort of a key point or the key points as we move along. So that said, it's already been a pretty hot summer for Democrats, of course, that's what I'm talking about, but it's about to get a hell of a lot hotter. In a steady, controlled manner, documents, or as the social media world likes to call them, the receipts from within the intelligence apparatus, as well as all sorts of whistleblower testimony, is being piece by piece handed over to Pam Bondi's strike force at the U.S. Department of Justice. Every single jot and tittle of Obama's partially failed coup against Donald Trump, the receipts, the truth bombs, the smoking guns, whatever you want to call it whatever you want, it's all coming out. At some point soon, Justice Department attorneys are going to have face-to-face meetings with the coup leaders and their attorneys. They're going to lay it all out. Well, most of it, so they can keep some of the cards close to their vest. That's going to be a very awkward meeting for the conspirators, that is. Yo, dudes, here is everything we have. Now, publicly admit your guilt in trying to overthrow a sitting United States president, and we might cut you a little slack. Refuse, and well, oh my, my indeed. Getting sense of the train barreling down the tracks at them. These bad actors, and they're not be officially guilty of treason as a criminal charge, but they're traitors nonetheless. These guys are going to legacy media and social media, trying to create a smokescreen and confuse the issues in people's minds like they did with the whole hoax. Problem for them is every word now that they write, every interview they give right now, all that does is simply extend the statute of limitations, the amount of time that goes by before a person can be charged or not charged, because the conspiracy is still alive, and they're the ones keeping it alive. Take, for example, the New York Times op-ed that conspirators James Clapper and John Brennan wrote earlier this week. It has direct lies in it. Of course it does. It's written by Democrats. But it also includes the whole Steele dossier fiasco. And a side note to James Comey, brother, your ass is going to get fried because your fellow co-conspirators have now publicly pinned the whole thing on you. In lofty legal terms, this is called throwing you under the bus. Anyway, but aside from all that, their editorial, New York Times again, also attempts to muddy the waters by use of straw man arguments, meaning looking all high and mighty, defending themselves against claims that no one's actually making. So here's what you need to get all of this, to kind of understand what's going on. There were two contradictory reports that were produced. The original one before the election, which did not include Hillary's bought and paid for phony Steele dossier. That report, again, without the Steele dossier, denied that Russia had the interest or even the ability to control the outcome of the 2016 presidential election. It said it right in there. But when Trump won, the coup went into high gear, starting with Obama's direct orders, which were then carried out by Comey, Brennan, and Clapper, to produce a second report, which was, again, produced after the election, and before and after reports. But while Obama was still in the White House, that second report, because it happened during the transition, that included the debunked Steele dossier. It was now in this second one, promoting it as evidence that Russia worked to get Trump elected. It was this report, the phony second one, not the first one, the second one, that was leaked to the media and presented to Congress, as well as testified to under oath by the conspirators. That's perjury, guys. So in their op-ed, the liars, perjurers, said the report did not allege collusion between Trump and Putin. Well, okay, who cares? The problem is no one's saying that the phony report said that. Collusion was not the issue. The issue was, according to the report, Russia interfered and helped Trump win. It didn't say that, it's different from saying Trump worked with Putin to get all this to happen. Collusion, the way they're presenting there in that op-ed, those two traitors, it's a phony argument. Absolutely phony argument. Now, in a stunning smokescreen, Brennan and Clapper in that same op-ed go on to say that, nothing of the outcome of the election was affected by any of this. Again, no one's charging that it did. See how this whole straw man business works? You create a phony story, then you blow up your own story and hope you come out smelling like roses. The problem for them is the outcome of the election wasn't the point, whatever claims they make in their little op-ed. The point of all of this was to just discredit Trump's presidency with Special Report number 2 by placing into people's minds through nonstop 24-hour media claims that Russia interfered in Trump's favor. Media claims that were bolstered by losers like Adam Schiff, who said over and over and over again and over again on camera that he had seen with his own buggy eyes the proof that Russia got Trump elected. These losers can write as many op-eds and give as many interviews as they like, create straw man deflections in the public arena, aided, of course, by their media pals, who they are in contract with. They get paid to sit on the air and tell these lies. No conflict there, right? But the case won't be tried in the public. It's going to be tried in a court where all that matters is the actual receipts, the documents, the emails, the reports, both of them, witness testimony where whistleblowers are going on record saying they were ordered by these guys to either lie or ignore the truth and shut up about it and not challenge anything being pumped out to Congress or the media. The SS failed coup is now taking on large amounts of water, and various crew members, they're starting to abandon ship. Here's a little point. Obama's 64th birthday is next week. It's hard to imagine a better president for the coup leader-in-chief than formal charges to be filed and arrests be made. My, how the worm has turned. And to think, all we needed was a new president. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Coming to you from Houston, Texas, I'm Gary Michael Voris. God love you.